Hello everyone, No One of Consequence here, back with another episode of my Give the People What They Want series. GaryCon 18 is happening this weekend, and on Thursday, Luke, Gygax, and then Ayoub, head of Dungeons & Dragons, held a joint press conference and Q&A session. The entire event was about 45 minutes long, but for this video, I've clipped several parts, which I was particularly interested in. I'll play each of them and then add a few comments of my own.
You know, I firmly believe I'm standing on the shoulders of giants, right? I mean, look around here today. The players, the creators that came before us is why this thing is here today. And candidly, I think that's a threat we lost, right? We lost a little bit of the path. And I think one of the things I said in the first week was, I want to meet Luke. I got to sit down with him. We've got to just mend whatever rift has kind of come between the family and the franchise, because this is BS.
Well, that's refreshing to hear, because for so long, it seems that WotC was only interested in virtue signaling by putting down Gary Gygax and the other original creators, as well as the earliest editions of the game.
We're the two that can fix this. Let's just fucking get together and do some stuff together. And it seems like an eternity ago. Like here we are today.
August.
If they really want to mend fences, WotC could start by issuing a retraction and an apology for that hit piece on Gary Gygax, which appeared in the preface of the Dungeons & Dragons 50th anniversary book.
And it's amazing, and that's I've talked about this numerous times. Why is Dungeons & Dragons so powerful? It's because you rely. It's cooperative, right? And you rely on the people in your group to get you through dangerous challenges, external threats, right? So kind of like a high-performing, sports team or a band of brothers in wartime. You're looking to your left and right to look out for you, right? Yeah. And that's exactly it. And even though, obviously, it's pretend, right? As much as we imagine it. There's really not a dragon there. We're not, ducking out of the way as fireballs are exploding and this sort of stuff. But your brain doesn't really know. That's you. The emotions are real. The tension, the drama, it's there.
Luke is exactly right. He understands what makes Dungeons & Dragons special. And why wouldn't he? He was there from the beginning. But what WotC needs to do is focus more on creating the sorts of adventures that invoke those feelings in players. Because food contests, proms, and herding lost sheep isn't going to do it.
One of the biggest things I'm most excited about is Luke coming back into the franchise, and we're going to be doing some stuff together. You want to talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously I grew up playing in Greyhawk, and so that was something special to me, and it has meaning. And if you look at the names, that beautiful map that Darlene did, and Darlene was here at GaryCon if you want to talk to her. That beautiful map that she created, the names on there are a lot named after not only my family but a lot of friends and relatives they know about. So it's a place where I did all those adventures as Otis the Ranger and Hamlet and the Setting the Hill Giant Chief, the Glacial Glacial Rift of the Frost Giant Girl, and send into the Underdark to the depths. All those places are seminal memories for me. And so getting a chance to put my stamp or my input or return to Greyhawk and kind of keep the Gygax of Greyhawk, really, I said, yes, let's do this. He said, is there any chance? I was like, yes, there is. There's a big chance. Let's do this thing. And so that's going to be great. And I was working on with some, because Greyhawk was not supported for a long time officially, but there's a huge community that loves Greyhawk. And so I was getting together with some of those folks, Anna Meyer, who does all the maps and that sort of stuff, and Jay Scott and a few others. And I was talking about doing a unofficial Mel's guide and putting in there. And so we're working on that. We're looking to put that out officially through Wizards of the Coast, which would be awesome. I love that idea. And there's a few other things where I'm going to be writing some adventures, primarily in Greyhawk, because that's my first love is adventuring in Greyhawk. And
So, Melf's Guide to Greyhawk. Here's an illustration I found online, but I don't think it's anything official. At any rate, as long as Luke is the one actually writing this, and WotC is only helping with the production and distribution, then I will be interested in purchasing when it comes out.
Those that love, the magic, the memories of playing with my dad and my brothers and other great friends is what makes me want to dive back into Greyhawk and give that experience, that world, to others, to a new generation to enjoy, right? In a way that in a way that I experienced it, or the way that I thought was fun. So I'm hoping to share that with a new crowd of gamers.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. We're super excited about it.
All right, well, sounds great. I'm looking forward to it. Again, just don't let anyone at WotC be involved in the actual creative process.
Yes, sir.
So Luke,
Yeah.
you guys were talking about how you're coming back into the fold.
Yeah.
To what extent are you going to be writing adventures? Are you consulting? Like, what does that look like?
Yes. Doing both. So yeah, we're working on both things.
All right, great. It sounds like this isn't just a one-off collaboration for the Melf's Guide to Greyhawk. It sounds like Luke is going to be involved with multiple future products.
Modules is something I miss, right? I miss modules. I think they were great. Those are coming back as part of seasons. So, one of the things we're going to have in there is, certainly an anchor product, but more ways to just have adventures for you to jump in and start going with.
Again, sounds great. Not everything needs to be released as a $30 hardback book or a $50 box set. I consider this to be another positive announcement.
When you say modules are coming back, are you specifically talking about the old school format?
For now, I will say the notion of being to jump in and have adventure sets ready to go that you can hop in on, and minimum preparation that's telling a consistent story. I'm being noticeably and intentionally vague because we will have some more stuff to talk about specifically around that.
Yeah, but a module is connecting various modules into a larger story or storyline. It's kind of goes with the name.
Yeah.
I guess that's what originally was. And I always thought that was fun, And especially when you can marry up modules. It's like, okay, if you played this, great, here's a nice segue.
Yeah.
But you also don't have to have played it, and here's how you stitch it in or whatever. And I think that's an important art good for DMs to be able to work things into an adventure and also include a little bit of sandbox, a little bit of your own design, as opposed to having everything laid out before you. And there's different, as Justice had made the point, there's people with various amounts of time and prep and things that appeal to them, whether they would like to make it their own or not. So what I loved about older adventures is that they gave you a great framework, but there was still the capability to make it a bit of your own, add your own flavor, add your own touches, and so it created some variability. However, that's harder to do than you think, by the way. It's much easier to put it on railroad tracks and drive that train in a module. So it is a bit of an art form to be able to allow that flexibility to build in there and still have workable, really fun adventures to play. So it is challenging, but I love those campaign settings and adventures just a bit more. Yeah.
Everything Luke says about the old adventure modules is right, and of course he would know. You could run them as a standalone adventure, or you could string them together in a full-blown campaign. They also included enough space to let you tweak them and introduce changes to make them your own. My entire channel is filled with examples of how I've done that exact thing. So in closing, it sounds like these two have a really good working relationship going on here, and I hope it leads to something positive in the Dungeons & Dragons game. And I imagine that more news regarding the future of Dungeons & Dragons will be announced later this weekend. Alright, well that's all for now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you can, leave a comment, let me know what you think. If you have not yet, please subscribe to the channel. If you know of a good place, please share the video. And anything you help support the channel, I appreciate it. Thanks again. Bye for now.